everyone, and welcome back to Hate Spinnerbait, the podcast where we hate spinnerbait, but we love when Destin is dropping a new book, y'all.
We are so back, baby. We are so back, not only in bringing you new episodes of Hate Spinnerbait, but we have apparently a new novel, a year coming our way, 2026, 2027, and 2028 respectively. A change of plans coming May 5th or May 6th, 2026? Let me go to Sarah Destin's Instagram. May 5th. Yes, May 5th. It'll be coming 2026. Ugh, just in time.
I can't wait. I cannot wait.
I'm so excited.
I cannot wait.
My body is ready.
Can't wait. I'm so excited. I'm so happy that after all the work she's put in, and all the struggles she's had getting in her next book published, she is killing it with a 3-book deal, baby.
Yes, baby.
What are you talking about?
Play Queen. We love it. We love it. Hi, I guess we should introduce ourselves. It has been a while since you've seen our faces. It is I, Bethany. With me as always is Michael Ann. We are here. We are burnt out with global politics and living in this country. But we're here, and at least we have a new Destin to look forward to, and we are enjoying the current Destin that we are reading. So we are here to discuss that with y'all today. And hopefully once we get some book tour dates, we all know Sarah loves to do something at Flyleaf, and we desperately want to do a meetup. So if any listeners want to come to the Flyleaf Sarah event, obviously to experience that. But again, ages ago, we joked around about doing like a Eras tour inspired. Yes. At the next book drop where you like dress up as your favorite era. We are obviously claiming Keeping the Moon. Just kidding. We're not, and other people are allowed to do it. But that's what we want to do. So yeah, whatever era of Destin is your favorite, come dressed as that. And I want to take like a big group picture and hang out with everyone. And we can go eat at like the real life Luna Blue afterward or something. Wouldn't that be fun?
Yes.
It would be an iconic time. I'm just saying. Oh my God. Like a little Destin, like little Hate Spinnerbait meetup. Slay.
That would be so cute. We should do it. All right, everybody. Get ready.
Mark your calendars. Get ready. Start planning. Start saving. I don't know where everyone is coming from, how easy and attainable it is for you to get to Chapel Hill, North Carolina, but we are doing it. We will be there. And we would love to see some of you that we have talked to digitally online. But we would love to meet IRL. Do people still say IRL? I don't know. But back in the day, that's what we used to say when you'd like meet up with your online friends. You're like, oh, we finally get to meet IRL. Taking it back.
Who knows what the kids say these days?
Who knows? Probably that something is chuggy, or I don't know.
No, that's old.
Who knows? That is, yeah, that's old at this point.
I don't even know. Also,
we're not hip.
I feel like I had some business I wanted to discuss at the top of this episode.
Business.
First of all, follow us on YouTube. Watch us on YouTube. You can see our beautiful faces. You can sometimes our dogs pop in. You know, it's exciting.
For sure.
Sometimes our husbands are in the background. You guys want to see what our husbands look like?
Watch us on YouTube.
Watch us on YouTube. Like, subscribe, comment, tell your friends. If you listen to us audio only, that's also okay, but you're missing a lot, is all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
But if you only listen to us audibly,
yeah.
I don't know. I don't think so. If you only listen to us on Spotify or Apple or etc., like us there and give us 5 stars. If you give us 5 stars, we'll be so grateful. It makes a huge impact. We got 1 3-star review on Apple Podcasts, and it brought us down significantly, which I was like, that's some fucked up shit.
Yeah.
So
stupid algorithm. Dumb.
Let's see what we're at now. Yeah, we're only at 4.6 stars, guys. Help us out.
Help us out, please.
We got to.
Sponsor
we got
us.
to shake
Dr.
it up.
Pepper.
Oh, we have a 3, a 2. We have a couple 3s, a couple 2s, and then a 1 star. You know what?
Rude.
You know why I think we have 1 stars? We got a comment. We got a comment.
Oh, on the 1 star?
2 stars.
On the 2-star one. Okay.
Yes. Ready?
Yeah. Emotionally, no, but yeah.
Okay. Stumbled
It's
upon this.
just being political, which that's fine. I don't care if people hate me because of that. The suspense. Are
Okay.
you gonna read it?
Yeah. No, it's I totally understand what she's saying. Okay. Stumbled upon this podcast as a Sarah Dessen stan and wanted to give it a listen. The host seems sweet, but there is zero direction or organization to the episodes.
That is fair.
Scatterbrained thoughts and conversations, a lot of discussing irrelevant happenings in the year each book came out than the actual book itself. So she only listened to 1 episode.
Yeah, 100%. She listened to the first episode, and we like to time travel. We like to set the scene of where we are starting. We don't do that every episode, 2-star review. But, to say that we are scatterbrained is fair.
That
I'll
is
give you
fair.
that one.
She said have to get over an hour of tangents and sidebars to listen to a discussion about 1 chapter. I enjoy once they start into the book, but I wish it were more the focus. Nikki, listen,
Yes, Nikki.
that's totally valid.
Yeah,
First of all,
we get it.
thank you for leaving an actual comment with your 2 stars.
Yes.
I love the feedback. I mean, I don't love the feedback, but I do like to see like what people don't like, and I totally understand. I also know that our first episode of each book is kind of not about the book.
Yes.
But we like to set the scene. We like to remind you what was happening politically in pop culture. Because
I think they're some of my favorite episodes. I love when my clan comes up with the list and we get to time travel. I think it's really fun. Obviously, it's not for everyone. It's not for you, girl, and that's fine. We respect your opinion. Different strokes for different folks. But yeah, I'm just a real nostalgic person, and I like I joked around with my clan the other day. What are we gonna do when the new book drops in the current timeline? Because we won't be able to time travel. And then we're like, no, we still think we're gonna set the scene a little bit because the internet is forever. Podcasts are forever. Someone might stumble upon this in 2 years, in 5 years, in 10 years time, and they might not know what was going on in 2026. And it will be fun to kind of just, let them in on it.
Also, it's important to know what's going on in the world because I feel like that reflects in every author's writing personally. So it is 100%. Interesting to see, and pop culture too does as well because it's like what's popular right now, like what are people talking like, what are people doing?
Right, exactly. The way from the early novels, obviously not every character has a cell phone. People are smoking cigarettes, and then all of a sudden you get to the Yumi.com era of Sarah Dessen where she's starting trade because again, social media started becoming prevalent among teenagers. And that you have to include that in it would seem weird if they were the only teenagers on planet Earth who didn't do social media, So yeah, it's always just interesting to see how certain things are very timeless in her novels, but certain things are always very much of the time.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So anyway, thanks, Nikki. I hope you continued listening and got through a couple other ones because we do more chapters in other episodes. Also, if you go all the way back to when we first started this podcast, there are very long episodes where we cover many, many chapters at once.
Yes.
We just stopped doing that because this isn't our job. This is a hobby.
Yeah.
So
full stop. That pretty much sums it up.
We don't make money off of this. We're not, it's not our career. This is just for fun. So, I was getting a little bogged down by the editing, but we are going to try to be better moving forward on releasing episodes in a timely fashion.
Yes.
So,
I feel like this is how we've officially know that we've made it as podcasters because any podcast I've ever listened to in my life, there's an episode where the first few minutes is a tangent about them being burnt out and sorry, we haven't been posting or sorry, we're going to try to get back to a regular posting date or don't expect that. And I was like, oh my God, we've made it.
We've made it.
We've made it.
We're burnt out too.
We're burnt out too, except they get paid for it and we don't. But that's not the point.
Yeah, we
One
don't. I
day,
wish
maybe.
we did.
A girl can dream. I wish this was my full-time job. Like, the energy I would give to it, not saying that I don't give it energy now, because I do, to be clear, but the energy I would give to it if it was my full-time job, y'all, like, the stuff you would get,
Yeah,
you
this
don't even know.
podcast would be totally different. Plus, we
Yeah.
would be able to hire someone to edit,
Yes,
which
we would
would
have
be
that editing
huge.
team. We'd probably have like a whole social media team. It would be a real game changer. But um alas, that is not, we are just two humble girls coming to you talking about a book, which I guess we
Yes.
will dive into because we have chatted a little bit. But sorry, it's been a minute
Yeah.
since we've seen y'all. And there was a big breaking news while I was like, of course she announces this during our hiatus, Sarah. So we had to discuss the big Dustin news of it all and read some true story reviews with everyone. No, but we are here today to discuss Once and For All chapters 9 and 10. And as always, a little bit of a trigger warning that this novel does include some mentions of the school shooting, gun violence, all that jazz. And if that is something that you cannot handle in this already dark and gloomy world, totally cool, totally respect it. We will see you on the next book on a chaos episode at Flyleaf Books come 2026. We'll see you then.
We'll see you there.
We'll see you there.
Also, I did want to do another shout out to
Yes.
this person named Jackie who comments, it's not your mom,
I
who
was like, my
comments
mom.
on no, who comments on like all of our episodes on Spotify.
Slay.
At one point, she was the one who posted, "Get your politics out of my books." And now she posts like, "I'm so sorry, I was a bitch that time. I love you guys, blah, blah, blah." So
Aw,
we love a
Jackie.
turnaround. We love a
Yes.
turnaround. So shout out
Aw.
to Jackie.
Aw.
Um,
Puppy alert.
okay. Also, remember when that
Yes.
happened where you were
We
both like,
call that
okay.
growth. We're like, all right, yeah, we were very upset about that. Just because I personally believe that all art is political. Not everyone
Yep.
does. And that's
And they're
a
wrong.
choice.
So
That's a choice, but but it's fine. We have seen growth. I'm happy to that you stuck with us, Jackie. That's super sweet. And I hope you have been enjoying these episodes. Okay. Yes. 9 and 10. Here we go. Here we go. Quick recap. It's been a minute since we've dived into this novel. Our girl Luna, she works for her mom. She just graduated high school. She works for her mom's wedding business. Why can't I think of what they're called? Wedding planning. There you go. Wedding planning business. Her mom has a bestie named William who also works. Everyone is jaded basically about love, doesn't believe in it, doesn't believe in marriage. And her mom kind of used to be like a hippie chickie back in the day and married her dad, and then that didn't work out, and then dad died. And so, yeah, ever since then, she doesn't believe in it. And Luna got her heart broken because her boyfriend died very tragically and very unexpectedly. And yeah, so there's this guy, Ambrose, who's kind of a pain in the ass, but like very endearing. And he is now working with the wedding planning business. And that pretty much catches us up. Jilly is her bestie. She basically has to be a mom to her siblings, which is some real bullshit to put on your kid. But hey, who am I to judge? I'm gonna. But and then
who am I to judge? I don't know, but I'm gonna.
I don't know,
so.
but I'm gonna, because I just think like, don't have kids if you can't parent them and you're gonna put that on your poor teenage kid. I don't know. That's just me though.
Yeah.
But yeah, that pretty much sums up what you've missed on Glee. Let's dive in. Mike Leon, take it away. Chapter 9.
Oh my God, of
Here we
course.
go.
Okay, so
be honored.
chapter 9, we're kind of going back and forth between present day and the day that she met her boyfriend, who sadly passes away.
Yes.
Passes away seems like such a like
light, easy
casual way
of
to
putting
say.
it.
Yeah, like no, he was murdered and he died.
He was murdered. Yeah, he was killed.
Yeah. Ugh, so sad. So now we are back to the present, and they are at a wedding. Ambrose is helping out with the ring bearer named Ira. Remember that?
Yes, that will become important later.
It's been a while since I've done this, y'all. I'm like, what's important, what's not important? Um, okay. So the maid of honor is being obnoxious. She's like, "Oh my god, y'all, I'm so nervous." Um, Her mother and William christened her an SS, which I just saw SS and I was like, my brain is way too up in the present day situation. Anyway, spotlight stealer.
Hmm.
Um, at the rehearsal dinner, and because her speech was super long, um, and she's just freaking out. So she's like, "I need a mint." So, Ambrose gives her a mint. He says, "The flavor is cool waterfall. I find it both surprising and refreshing." Love that.
Of course, that's like not a normal man. He's like, let me tell you the specific minute is.
It's like, "No, no."
What a cutie.
Um, she's like, "Okay, do I look okay?" And Ambrose says, "You're stunning." Um, I love him. Like, everybody's being so mean to this maid of honor, and, like, I get it, you know? But
Yeah,
also, like, is this just who she is as a person, you know? Like, do all of her friends just know her as, like, this kind of person and love her anyway, you know?
I think so.
Um, that is something we don't see. I mean, she's the maid of honor, for fuck's sake, you know?
Right. She
Anyway,
was picked as maid of honor for a reason, right? Like,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like I get it.
Um,
I get it.
I get it. I don't know, I've just been like, "Guys, things have really changed." My brain has changed over the past since January. Like, my brain is not the same brain it was in December. It's just not. I
It's a
like
whole new brain.
e everything's different. I'm like, everything I'm viewing in life is different. I got like, how can it not be? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
how can
Yeah.
you just keep
100%.
going like on it like it's normal? Like, it's not normal. It's not normal. But anyway, Lola. Luna also kind of gives her like
Lola.
a little boost. Who's Charlotte? Charlotte's the bride?
Yeah, I believe
Okay,
that is
so
correct.
the bride is a little annoyed actually by this
Mm-hmm.
maid of honor. I mean, it is what it is. So, you know what else it is, y'all? I have to say one more thing. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to the 2-star reviewer. Um, I watched Love Island while we were on our hiatus.
Mm.
Excellent. 10 out of 10. I mean, I love reality TV. I've been watching reality TV since I was a kid. It's like one of my favorite things. Brings me so much joy. So this season was a little bit of a mess, but it's reality TV. I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, I'm still there. I'm
Yeah.
still enjoying it. But there was so much internet discourse
Mm.
calling these people like genuinely awful people, saying they're like disgusting. One of them's a mother and they were like, she's a bad mother.
Oh,
Like, we're
sweet
going
Jesus.
on
You
it.
don't know
Like,
her.
we don't know her. We don't fucking know her. And then they're like, and then she got out of the show and she spent a few days in LA with everybody else, like making content and doing interviews and stuff. And everybody on the internet's like, "Oh my god, she hasn't seen her child yet? This is bullshit." It's like, first of all, you don't know that she hasn't seen her child yet, to be honest.
Right.
Second of all, um, it's none of your business, and, like, you have no idea what's going on. Maybe her daughter is somewhere with her dad. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't know her
Right.
life, literally at all. And anyway, it just started getting really frustrating because, like, I was just, like, getting bogged down with, like, all this negative discourse, and I was like, "This is a fun show, guys." Like,
I think it's supposed
and
to
the
be fun.
woman
Yeah.
they're complaining about, her name is Huda, and she does crash out a lot, and she does have a lot of work to do on herself. She's
Right.
24.
Right.
She's
Yeah. She's a
24.
her brain isn't fully developed, everyone.
Right. Like, remember what you were like when you were 24? Like, give me a fucking break, you know what I mean? Like, anyway.
I saw a take recently, which I'm prone to agree to. I'm going to try to start doing more, which is yeah, like when we don't have water cooler moments anymore, like the way it used to be. Like back in the day before you had social media and this, that, and the other thing, like yes, there was collective watching of things, but you talked about it with a small circle of people. Now you can easily go online and search anything. And again, if you're someone like us, like we tend to, I certainly hyperfixate on something. Like, again, I consume something and it's all I think about. It's all I want to talk about. It's whatever. And again, instead of like being an annoying weirdo to people around me, I'm like, well, I can go online and talk about it with people there or see people's thoughts and takes on it there. But it's like discourse, again, like rage bait is always going to be more popular than people complimenting something or people enjoying things, and you're going to get fed that. And then also it starts like feeding into your brain like, oh yeah, maybe this lady isn't a good mother. Like you see 8 takes of people saying that, and you then start looking for it the next episode of Love Island you watch, right? You're like, yeah, maybe
Yeah.
like she would, and you would have never thought that on your own, but you just keep seeing these things, and it like starts shaping your views and opinions. And again, not just on Love Island, but on anything you consume,
Mhm.
like any pop culture you consume. And so I've really kind of tried to start taking like a step back from looking up things that I really enjoy on social media.
Same.
Like I think honestly, when this new season of Stranger Things comes out, because I'm already seeing so many takes about like, does anyone even care about Stranger Things? Clearly, because 18 people,
Yes.
different people have posted about like you care, you're talking about it. And I was like, also like on one hand, people are like, oh, certain things need to take more of a break, like Marvel movies. But then Stranger Things takes breaks in between seasons to get it right. And they're like, it's been too long. You can't please people. You know what I mean? So
Right.
anyways, I was like, I'm really gonna try to just form my own opinion, like about Stranger Things when
Mhm.
it comes out, because I always watch a season. I have enjoyed every season. I think certain seasons are stronger than others. I'm really excited about it. And I don't want to see 18 different people on the internet bring it down. And then that start getting in
Yeah.
my head and then making me feel like I have to be defensive. Again, maybe I'll hate it. I don't know. But I'm like, I just want to enjoy it. And I'm just going to talk to the people in my life who watch it. And like, that's what I'm going to do. Like, I'm not going to search it out, because half the time when I search out things about stuff that I enjoy or didn't enjoy or whatever, like it just makes me angry. And I was like, yeah, I think we need to start bringing back like water cooler moments where we all just like enjoy a
A
thing.
bit
And
less
again, I
serious.
know I'm saying that as we're literally talking about a book in a podcast form, but like in my mind, I don't know, like we're all fans of Sarah Dessen. Like I don't think you're fine.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know, for my own mental health. And I know that's so dumb, and like there are bigger problems in the world clearly than someone like not having the same take as you on something you're watching or whatever. But like this is the one sliver of joy I get in my life now, y'all. Like when I watch, an episode of a reality TV show or another, scripted something or other that I like, and then everyone is hating on that, like it's my last straw. Like I can't take it anymore. Like
No, I
everything else
can't.
is so negative all the time that I'm like, let me enjoy my one little like little silly, let me enjoy my little
Yes.
silly characters. Let me enjoy
And
my little
like
silly guy.
watch reality TV without diagnosing every single person on the show. Like
Yes.
you again, like you do not know these people. You
No.
see X amount of time in an insane environment, by the way. They're on
Yep.
TV, like, um, and then also everybody's talking so much shit about Huda, who is a
Yeah.
Palestinian woman, by the way.
Right.
And there's like there were like 3 guys on the show who have like super aggressive, sexist, racist, misogynist bullshit on their social media, and nobody's talking about that. But
Right.
everybody's upset because Huda yelled at the guy she was dating. Like, give me a fucking break, dude. Why are we
Mhm.
like simping for men all of a sudden? Like,
Yes.
what? Like,
Yes. And again, reality TV is highly edited. Like people say all the
yes.
time, like, oh, in the edit, this came out like this, but behind the scenes, this is what happened. Like we've all seen a reunion show of a reality TV
Yeah.
show, and every single person will always tell you the edit. And again, any single person who's been on multiple reality, I always think of someone like Johnny Bananas, who
Yes.
again is kind of a dick in his own right, but that's his shtick, right? And we love to hate him, and he plays into it. Like he has been doing reality TV for over 20 years now. That he's at the point because he has his own podcast now, and he says this. He's like, I think like a producer. Like I'm thinking, what's making good TV? If I stir the pot, if I do this, that's more interesting. And
Exactly.
that's how like people make it on reality TV. Like they're not meant to be
Yes.
portraying good people, because that's just not compelling reality TV. Like when there's drama, when there's this, like that's what makes it exciting. Um and I
Yes.
feel like
And
people have
reality
forgotten that.
and a lot of times too, like reality TV like is not real. Like The
Mhm.
Bachelor is basically
It's not
not
real.
real. You
It's
know,
not
like
real.
the producers
Nothing
set them
about
up
that is real.
in very specific situations. Producers tell them what to say. Producers behind closed doors tell them things other people have said. Like there is so much to it that we don't see. And also a lot of people, like, especially on, like, shows like The Bachelor, like and as you said, Johnny Bananas, they're playing a character on TV.
Mhm.
They're not coming in here and, like they know they're on TV. Um,
Yep.
Johnny Bananas was actually on a season of House of Villains, and House of Villains is really good because it's all villains from TV,
Yeah.
so they're all playing into that. And, like, New York from Flavor of Love and I Love New York,
Yeah.
famous.
Famous.
She
Iconic.
has, like, a flip out one night, so she's, like, screaming at somebody and doing all this dramatic stuff, and then the next day, like, people are, like, mad at her, and she's like, "I don't know why you're mad at me. This is a TV show. Like,
Yeah.
what are you
It's
talking
called a House of Villains. What were you expecting
Right?
here? Truly.
Right.
Everyone just sit around and knit and be like, "We love each other."
Right. She was like, this is a TV show. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?" Like, anyway, I just feel like people gotta take it, gotta take things a little less seriously.
Take it down a notch.
Like media.
They're yeah, media. Real life things, not so much. But yeah,
Yeah.
reality TV isn't real. I feel like again, and I feel like this is a concept that we all grasped at one time. Like in the
Mhm.
early aughts, it was like, yeah, of course, like this isn't real. But we all enjoyed it. And now people like, yeah, I don't know. It's just
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that was another thing they were complaining about this season of Love Island is they were like, "It's so produced." And I'm like, "Have you guys never watched reality TV
Yeah.
before? What are you talking about?" Like,
Is
you
this your
have to
first day
really
on planet Earth?
right, you have to, like, kind of understand reality TV before you start, like, having all these, like, really hot takes that are, like, really long and, like, involved. It's like, no, take yourself out of, like, the fantasy that they have created with this edit and, like, actually be like, "Oh, wait, these are real people. I probably shouldn't harass them online." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, um, but anyway, Huda, a Palestinian woman, she actually ended up with 5 million followers on TikTok, the most out of everyone, which I love. And she has been sharing, reposting stuff about the genocide in Gaza. So I really respect that she's using her platform immediately to talk
Right.
about a serious issue, whereas all these other fuck faces are just like, look at this shampoo I bought.
Right. They're
Um,
like, "What, what's the word I'm looking for?" Yeah, well, like, "What can I promote to extend my 15
right.
minutes of fame?"
Right, exactly, and it's like, she's doing the thing, but anyway, so I've just wanted to get that off my chest.
It's been sitting there
It's
eating
been
at you.
sitting there, and it's making me, like, judge people differently, like, in TV and books, like, right now, I'm like, "Yeah, this bridesmaid is annoying," but, like, some people are
She's
just
not
like
the
that
worst person.
sometimes, and, like,
It's
it's
also
like
just, like, truly, if you've ever been in a wedding, and I feel like we've
yes.
discussed this before because a few Sarah Dessen books kind of revolve around weddings. This is kind of a common theme, summer, weddings, stuff like that. Um, it is a lot. Like, it is truly I have, truly been honored every time someone has asked me to be in their wedding, but it is a lot. Like, you are spending time, you are having to take, you're spending money, you like I don't think people understand and entail how much it is, and it's kind of like in some situations it's like it's a lot and you are emotional and your best friend again if she's the maid of honor in this wedding like her this is her theoretically her best friend and this is a big life-changing moment and like oh like when she gets married like like her husband becomes her best friend and like this is going to change things for you and whatever and like I don't know like I'm sort of
Yes.
sympathetic to her like it is a lot like
Yeah.
I admittedly, and I was not doing this in a spotlight stealer way, but I was in a wedding and I had to travel for it. I got up very early. That's another thing. You like get up early or getting ready
Yes.
all morning, yada yada yada. One of my oldest dearest friends, I was so excited, obviously for her. It was gonna be a great day. Um, and a couple of people were asking me to do things. I'm someone who like really needs to take my time and I was doing my own hair and makeup for this wedding because again it made it more affordable for me to not have to pay someone to do it and I feel like I can do I know my hair well and I know my face and the makeup that works well for me so it just made sense for me to do it. So I was doing that. I had just gotten into false lashes lately so my friend asked me like, "Hey, can you help me do mine?" And she was the bride, right? And so I was like, "Oh god, it's a lot of pressure. Like I barely just can do it on my own face, but sure, I'll try to help." So I've never put on false lashes on someone else in their life, nonetheless on their wedding day, and I was so stressed out about it, and it came out, and she had paid someone to do her hair, so they were still there, and they did hair and makeup, and she asked them, like, "Oh, does it look good?" And the lady was really mean to me, basically, about my application, and I just burst into tears, and then I also just was so upset that I was crying on my friend's day, and, like, I was like, "Oh my god, like, this is not about you, like, get your shit together," and so then I was like, embarrassed and ashamed of myself and whatever. And so I went to the other room and whatever. But like, I was just like, oh God, like I didn't even really want to put false lashes on a bride on her wedding day. But I was asked and it was a friend and I tried. And so they fixed her lashes and everything was fine. And the other person that was there doing hair and makeup pulled me aside and talked to me. And she was like, that was really bitchy. I don't know if she did that. And I was like, I'm just so ashamed that I'm crying and like, whatever. And like, this day is not about me. And she's like, be gentle on yourself. Like, this is a lot. Like, your friend is getting married. You've been up all day. You've been getting ready. She's like, I've heard some of the other girls asking you to help do something with their hair. Like, you have been helping people. This is a lot. And that was something that upset you. Like, you're allowed to have your feelings. And I was like, thank you. And that is the only time I've ever interacted with this woman, but I want her to know, like, thank you so much for like giving me that
Shout out.
moment. Shout out to you, nice hair and makeup lady. And then also my friend came in and was like, I'm sorry, that was really bitchy. Like, I don't know why that lady said that to you. And it was good. And we all moved on with the day. But yeah, in this bit, I was like, this lady probably is a bit much. And apparently she had a 20-minute speech at the rehearsal dinner and whatever. But I was like, also, like, it just is a lot. Like, you have
Yeah.
to grace on people. And like, the whole point of this bit is to prove that like Ambrose kind of like messed up. And like, Ambrose is such a flirt and he's flirting with her and he kind of messed up because like, you're not supposed to like tell anyone but the bride that they're stunning. But like, I don't think that Ambrose really did anything wrong. Like, he was just like, I don't know, like sometimes you do need someone in the wedding crew to pull you aside and be like, hey, you're okay. Like, I needed that makeup lady to tell me that I was okay to have the emotions I was having. But
Also,
yes.
like, you can tell the bridal party that they look stunning. It's kind
Yeah.
of ridiculous to be like, the
Yeah.
only woman who gets compliments today is the bride. It's like, no.
Yeah. My audio cut out when you were in the middle of probably preaching truth. So I don't know exactly what you said. But yes, you can tell a bridesmaid that she looks pretty. Like, I was a bride once and I was not offended if anyone told any of my bridesmaids that they looked good.
No,
Like,
all my bridesmaids looked stunning, and
yeah.
everybody should have been telling them that. So,
Exactly. Absolutely stunning. And, like, honestly, like, wedding guests at my wedding, like, when people come up
yes,
to me, and of course, like, what do you tell a bride is like, "Oh my god, you're so beautiful," and I was like, "You're so beautiful, look at your cute little outfit you chose to wear to my wedding. Oh my god, honored."
exactly. You wore like a blazer dress. Like,
I
that was so
did,
chic.
yes. Oh my
We
god,
love
thank
that. That was
you.
very the
Thank
man.
you.
That was very the
Yeah.
man. Uh,
I was going for it. It
okay,
was a
we should probably
moment.
get back to this fucking book.
Yeah,
Um,
we're weird. Nikki would not approve of this episode.
Nikki would not approve of this episode.
I'm so
I'm
sorry.
sorry. And, like, that's the thing too is, like, those are all super valid criticisms,
Yeah.
and, maybe we should have a better structure,
Yes.
but again,
We just
there's a lot going on.
yeah,
Like,
we just get yapping. It's
yeah.
also like, this is also my, like, weekly time to talk to, like, Michael Ann in person. I mean, obviously, we
Yes.
talk via text message and stuff, but, like, sometimes I'm just excited to yap to my friend, y'all. I'm sorry.
Yeah, seriously. It's like hanging out with the gals. That's what
Yeah,
I'd
that's,
like
like,
to
the
call myself.
vibe we want. Alright,
Yeah.
so
Okay,
yes. Back to the book. We have not made
back to
it
the
past,
book.
like, 2 pages in this chapter. Oh, rocking it.
Yeah, so she reassures the bride. Um, she's like, "You look gorgeous. This is your day." And then the bride says, "I'm going to fucking kill her tomorrow." Um, that's quite a reaction. And she says, "And not a soul would blame you." Ready to get married? That is kind of like the vibe though. That is kind of the vibe of weddings is like the bride is supposed to be like,
Yeah.
but it just kind of depends on who you are as a person, I suppose.
Mhm.
Um, but then the bride goes down the hallway and Ambrose is like, "Wow, that was intense." It's like coordinating an explosion. Well, um, that's so funny actually. Okay. We might have had one if Julie had kept talking. In the future, remember, we only use words like stunning for the bride in the bride's earshot, which is okay. Again, that's like one of those things that like wedding planners probably do say that just in case,
Yeah.
like, because there are people out there who would probably be
Some
mad about
yeah,
that.
some people are bridezillas, so I get it, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. But you're wrong. Just kidding. Um, yeah, she's like, don't get. She was like, you shouldn't have been getting her attention. He's like, well, she seemed like she needed it, and she's like, nope, she's a desperate attention seeker who had no qualms about hijacking her so-called best friend's wedding. The worst thing you can do is give someone like that attention. See, like, I can't even read this scene anymore without being like, "Guys, stop!" But it's like,
It's,
it's just like, it's just my brain. I'm just like, I can't. Everything's the world is
like,
crazy right now.
I feel like I agree with Ambrose because he was like, "Do you realize you
Yes.
sound like a crazy person?" And it's like, yeah, like this is a crazy thing this is a crazy conversation. And I understand that yes, if you're in the wedding planning business, like you probably do have to walk around eggshells around certain
Oh yeah.
brides and whatnot. Like I get that, but yeah, I just think that's crazy. Like, why would this person be your maid of honor if you like clearly hate her? I don't know.
I know. It was crazy. My maid of honor was perfect.
Yeah, like hello.
She was beautiful, perfect, amazing. William appeared. He's like, that maid of honor is a piece of work. Did you see those soap opera tears? Have expected her to swan into a faint and stop the whole ceremony. William had told her to shape up, remember who she was there for, and do her job. Um, he's like, we're gonna have to make sure she doesn't cause a scene diving for the bouquet at the reception. They're kind of talking about how that woman is like uh, probably dying to get married, obsessed with getting married, but nobody's gonna marry her because she's obnoxious. Always a bridemaid until nobody even asks you to do that anymore, which is
So
harsh. Fucking
absolutely
harsh.
harsh. I was like, God damn, y'all are jaded. Jeez.
I know. Um, yeah, she's like, I was so used to this kind of exchange, but but I didn't notice until we paused that Ambrose was watching us, his expression aghast. You guys are horrible, he said. And she's like, well, did I try to upstage a wedding? And William's like, am I the one who was yelling loudly about a mint just seconds before my best friend walked down the aisle? And Ambrose is just like, I think Ambrose agrees with us, where we're like, that's a
Yeah.
little much. Maybe take
It's a
it
bit
down a couple
yeah, let's
notches.
take it down a notch for sure.
I do understand though how working directly with customers all the fucking time gets you to a point eventually where you're like, I hate
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah,
Um,
that's fair.
for sure. It's hard to work with the public.
Mhm.
It really is.
100%.
Um, let's see. Okay, so then mom's like, there's a loud talker. William has to go take care of that. Um, Ambrose is like, it's so weird to me. How can you be so cynical at this job? Aren't weddings about hope? And she's like, marriages are about hope. Weddings are pure logistics. He asks, is Williams married? She says no. He's never even gotten close. The last boyfriend was a dad of one of her friends. Interesting.
Eleanor
Gay dad,
Bobkinstein, yeah.
Mr. Bobkin, Eleanor Bobkin.
What a great name, Bobkin.
What a great
I
name,
love it. It's so good.
Bobkin. Sarah really does something special with names.
Yes. Always
Um,
quality names.
um, oh yeah, and then he's like, "What about your mom?" And she's like, "Same thing. They don't date. Like they're jaded. Like whatever." And she says, "We," and he's like, "Oh, you feel that way too?" And she's like, "I'm not totally cynical. I don't believe in the fairy tale." And he was like, "What's the fairy tale?" And she's like, "Just everything will be perfect forever." And he's like, "Nobody believes that." And she's like, "But they do though." And I'm like, "Well, they don't though."
Yeah,
Like, they
they
don't.
don't. They don't though.
They're just talking about like everybody wants their wedding day to be perfect.
Yes.
I also did.
Yes.
And
We've
it
all
was.
been there. It was.
It was.
It was a magical day.
It was. Um
gorge
Yours had
venue,
dinosaurs.
dancing. Mine had dinosaurs, which was a big one. Yeah, and I don't think that anyone realizes the imperfections but you. Like they're
Yeah.
overall 10 out of 10. I have a friend currently going through wedding planning. She's in the very early stages. And I was like, just remember it's your day. Like, don't stress out. Like, there's no bride in the history of ever that hasn't had a stressful time planning it. But when it's all said and done, you're not going to remember that. Like, you're going to remember that it was a really fun time with your family and friends. And it's good. Like, and the little
Yeah.
silly things that bothered you, like there was a couple of stupid things that bothered me day of. Like, I don't care about those things anymore. Like, years down the road. So yeah,
Yes, they
exactly.
played the wrong song while
Mm,
my bridesmaids walked down the aisle, and I was, like, briefly really annoyed for, like, 2 seconds. I was like, "That's
yeah.
the wrong song." And then the, like, wedding coordinator heard me and, like, ran over to the DJ, and then the DJ came up afterwards, like, "I'm so sorry." But, like, I literally only cared for that, like, 1 single second where I realized it was the wrong song, and then I was like,
Hmm.
"I don't care about
Yeah.
that at all."
Then it's like
And then
good. You're like, whatever.
by the time he was apologizing to me, I was like, "Dude, I just got married, like,
Yeah. I
I'm
don't
all
care.
good, like, do not worry." Um, but yeah,
100%.
um, but yeah, that's the thing, they're not she's jaded on weddings, and therefore it looks like she's jaded on, like, love as well. She's basically saying that, marriage is up to them, it takes a lot more than what we do. There's a priest at the front of the church. Oh, they're at a church. Interesting. Um, Not a lot of people get married in churches anymore.
No, that's very like antiquated at this point. Like obviously some people
Mhm.
still do, but I think it's gone out of fashion for sure.
Yeah, like, people who are religious get married
Yes,
in the
get
church,
married at a
but,
church, but nobody
like, my
else.
sisters and my brother got married in a church, and like, they're not, like, super serious Christians by any
Yeah.
means, but it was just, like, the thing you did back then, but now,
Mhm.
even just, like, 10, 15 years later, well, actually 20 years later for my brother, holy shit, um, like, that was just the norm, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
For sure.
but yeah, interesting, nobody really does that anymore, but it's like, if you find a really beautiful church, like, my cousin got married in this church that was, like, unbelievably huge, first of all, and it was really nice, but anyway, no judgments for people who get married in a church.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, they're beautiful buildings, like,
yeah,
yeah, a lot of the times it's gonna be great for photography. I don't believe in what they're preaching, but the
yeah, it's mostly
architecture,
Catholic
10 out
church.
of 10. Yeah, it's like a Catholic church is gorgeous. The Catholicism has a lot of issues, but Catholic churches, they knew how to build one.
They sure did. Um, but anyway, Ambrose is like, "I've only been to 3 weddings, and they were all his mom's. Each ended in divorce." And she's like, "This is the first one you've attended that you weren't in?" And he was like, "Yep, it's like seeing the man behind the curtain, and that man is scary."
Yes,
Um,
accurate.
do you ever walk around and randomly say to yourself, "Oh, ma."
Yes. Well, I'm glad you asked because yes, I do.
I do that all the time, and Andrew's like, "What are you saying?" And I'm like, "Oh,
Oh my
ma."
god.
It's magic.
Didn't you know it's magic? Or
Oh,
a city in Nebraska.
yep, either or.
Either or.
Um,
But it could be from the Grimmery. We don't know.
we don't know.
I don't know. Can't say for certain.
He's like, "That's the thing, it's okay because when I do get asked to another wedding, I won't go into it thinking about everything that can go wrong, I'll just enjoy the party in the moment." And, Luna's like, "I wish I could do that." And he's like, "You can." And she's like, "Nope, too late, ship has sailed. Once you know how things can go, you can't unknow it." And here she is saying, "My boyfriend died, and
Yeah.
I'm fucked up from it." But he
Yeah.
doesn't know that.
Seriously.
So
No.
she's like, "I felt him look at me and realized this sounded harsh, but it was the truth. It took a lot to have hope in this world where so little evidence of it existed. We may all start in the same place at a church, watching a couple begin a whole new life together. But what we glimpse beyond that is different for each of us, a funhouse mirror reflection of our own experience. Maybe if nothing bad had ever happened, you didn't even consider those clouds and storms ahead. But for the rest of us, even the brightest sunshine carried a chance of rain. It was only a matter of time." Yeah. I mean, when you're in the depths of grief,
Yeah.
it's hard
That's
to
nice.
find, you know, it's hard. It's just hard, period.
Yeah. She's going through it.
Um, but they are at they're at the reception now. It skips a little bit. Ambrose is taking care of people who are trying to intercept the buffet. They're trying to do it organized like you do at a wedding. And people are trying to run up there and cut the line. Um,
Also, I feel like that's tacky. And I do know that this exists at weddings. I've been to many weddings where buffets are a thing. That has become more trendy. Again, it used to be seated dinners was a thing. Buffets are the new trend more
they're
often than
cheaper.
not at weddings. They're cheaper, 100%. That's why people do it. They're cheaper. That's why I did it. That's why I picked it.
Yeah.
No lie.
Yeah.
And I also kind of like that. I was like, you can go up and kind of pick it yourself, like what you want to eat, what you don't want to eat, whatever. You don't have to salmon or whatever on your like invite thing. I was like, that's a lot of effort on my end to have to do. But I've never understood that. Like again, I'm not going to someone's wedding because it's a free dinner. Like I'm going to someone's wedding
Right.
because like they're an
It's a
important
wedding.
person in my life and this is a big day for them and I want to celebrate with them. And it's so weird to me that people are like literally getting mad about when it's their table's turn to go to the buffet. It's like you can wait. Like eat a snack before you attend a wedding. Like it's fine. And ceremonies
Right.
these days, again, speaking of trends, because a lot of people aren't doing them in churches anymore, are super quick. So it probably wasn't that long for you. You sat through like a 20-minute ceremony tops, made it down to cocktail hour where you were probably fed. And again, that's free food and free booze for most weddings you attend. And then you're ushered straight into dinner. If you are that hungry that you have to cut someone in a line, like that's crazy to me, but I believe it. Like people do it.
So they're at the thing. She is like, you know what? This night is actually going smoothly. Um, and she says, this was me being optimistic, I realized, taking note of it for once. And just like that, the universe noticed as well. So it's confirmation bias here with her. Ira, the ring bearer, has gone missing. He's a child. Nobody can find him. Ambrose, everybody at the wedding, mom, William, they're all looking for him, yelling his name. At first, they tried to keep it calm, but mom's not calm, which is understandable.
Yeah.
I would be screaming as well. Hold on. So they're all walking around looking for it. Him.
It that was great. Honestly, they're looking for it.
They're looking for it. Whatever. They're looking for Ira.
So
They
good.
can't find him. When they're out, they go outside and they start yelling Ira's name. And every time they call Ira's name, this dog barks. And when they finally find Ira, he is with Ambrose's dog, back in the back, because he loves dogs. And she's like, "Oh my god, thank God we found him." And then we bring Ira comes back in, and Luna covers for Ambrose. Basically doesn't tell her mom that it's basically his fault that the kid went missing because he
Yeah.
has his dog out back. Um, she was just like, "Oh yeah, he just wandered out the door." Um, and they're like, "Okay, well, I never want that to happen again," basically. And so now they're like, everyone's going rogue at the buffet. And but mom is like, "You know what? You just lost a found child. Take 5 minutes. Like, chill for a
You
second.
just lost a found child.
You just found why'd
Found
you
a
say that?
lost child. Yeah.
Oh my
I was
god,
like,
guys.
wait.
Imagine losing a found child. That would be bad.
That would be a weird, almost impressive feat. But bad, definitely bad. Yes.
Be missing again. Missing
Yeah.
missing times 2. Um, so then she goes back outside and Ambrose is like petting his dog, being like, "You're a hero, you're a hero." And Ambrose is like, "I thought you and I just saved the day because Ira here told us where to look. You heard that bark? It was like breadcrumbs through the forest."
I'm giving
And it
I'm
was
giving the dog credit. It's very like, what is it? Last scene, did Timmy fall down a well? Like
right?
he was trying to get them over there. I
He
give him
was
credit.
like, "The kid's here, no worries." So that's when Ambrose decides that the dog's name is Ira. They're like he's like, "That's his name, he just told us." She yells Ira at the dog doesn't do anything. And Ambrose is like, "Do you always answer to your name?" Um, so and she's like, "I gotta go deal with the cake. Let's go." And Ambrose is like, "I have to hand it to you. This job is harder than it looks." And she's like, "What did it look like?" And he says, "Standing around while being bossy." Um, he's like, "Luna, you literally dragged me into my mother's ceremony by one arm." And he's like, "You," she's like, "You were holding up the schedule," which fair, fair.
Fair. That's a fair
He did
point.
deserve to get dragged in there.
Yeah.
Um, he's like, "There's just a lot behind the scenes that a layman or guest would never know about." Um, and she's like, "You make it sound magical." And he's like, "You don't think it is?" She's like, "It's work." And he's like, "Magical work." Um, so he's like very optimistic to her, very cynical. Grumpy sunshine, except for the woman is the grump. Normally the man is the grump in those
Yes.
tropes.
Yeah, this
Um,
is true.
one of my favorite tropes, to
It
be
is a
honest.
good it is a good trope. I'm not gonna lie. It's a
Love it.
weird, yeah, sucker for it. I mean, it's very Luke and Lorelai, 100%.
It's
So
very Luke and Lorelai.
I was
Yes.
conditioned from a young age to enjoy
Yes.
it.
100%. Um, but my take on you is that you're not as cynical as you make yourself out to be, he says. And she's like, "Really? Why?" Basically. And he's like, "A cynic would not have looked as relieved as you did when we found Ira. Also, a cynic would have made sure that the boss knew whose dog caused the lost child to wander off in the first place." And he's like, "You actually covered for me, so you're not a cynic." And she's like, "I think you're confusing a cynic with an asshole." Um, which is fair.
That's fair. Yeah,
Um,
that
she
is
was
fair.
like, he was like, "You're not that hardened yet, even if you prefer to think otherwise." And she's like, the key word is yet. So she still put, I did this too as a young woman. Like I was like, everything's bad and I am a cynic and I am grumpy walking around. Everything sucks. Um, and now I'm like, girl, if you only knew. If you
Yeah.
only knew what
You're
you
like
had back then.
yeah, you're like, life wasn't so bad, maybe. Yes.
Yeah.
I think that Ambrose is totally reading her correctly. And
Yeah.
it's like she's not, I mean, she sees it as she's cynical on love now. She's jaded on love because of what happened to her. But it's like, no, girl, like you're just grieving. Like you still, I think again, a lot of people obviously like people aren't just born cynics. Like they're made to be cynics, like something
Exactly.
happens to them,
Yeah.
whatever. But it's like, yeah, if you once could believe in things like love, you can again. It's just like right now you're a little lost. You're hurting. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's
He's
fine.
very
I feel like yes, sorry, go ahead.
I just said he's very astute.
Yes, yeah. I feel like Ambrose is good, which when we get to in later chapters, he's very good at like reading people and understanding like on a basic human level what everyone wants like whatever which we'll get to
Yeah.
when we discuss that later but yeah, again, he's quirky, he's a bit of a hot mess, but I think that he is like obviously a very good guy, and yeah, I think he's very astute for sure.
Yes. So then they walk back into the wedding, and while they're walking into the front doors of the club, Ambrose yells back, "Ira!" And the dog barks, of course. Which is so cute. I just love that whole scene. Um, so then afterwards they're doing their thing where they're like, Is this marriage gonna work out?" Mom is like, "Call me crazy, but I think they actually might." William is like, "Don't tell me you become an optimist." And she's like, "No, I just got the sense. They don't seem like the divorce type." And he says, "Which is the same as being married happily?" No.
No.
Obviously not. Some people stay together forever, and you're like, "You should have broken up 25 years ago."
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And by some people, we mean like our parents' generation, not necessarily our parents. I think that our parents are meant to be together, but there are a lot of boomers who you're like, why don't you all stay together? You seem to hate each other.
I feel like it's a big, Gen X thing, older millennial thing too.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
because
I can see
again, like, when we were growing up, like, when I was younger, the norm was you knock your girlfriend up, you marry her. You're
that.
getting married
Mm-hmm.
in a church, like, that stuff was
Yeah.
still expected.
Very much expected, yes.
Saying it now seems so silly because it's like, that's just not the
That's
case. And I mean,
ridiculous.
people have kids, like, because they wanna have kids, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Um, and yeah. So I forget what my point was.
but yeah, the people staying
Oh, yeah,
together
not being yeah,
to
yeah,
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 but not being happy. Yeah, I feel like
yeah.
honestly, and again, this goes to the fact that like women didn't have rights as people for the longest time.
Mhm,
Way
mhm.
more recently in modern history than people understand. Like again, like the fact that we could have a credit card in our own name is like recent history, y'all. So that then suddenly I think changed divorce rates. And then of course somehow it was like people were blamed. I don't know, certain generations were blamed for it. Like, why don't people just divorce and left, right? And it's like, no, it's because women finally didn't have to stay in a
Mhm,
terrible marriage anymore.
mhm.
Um, but yeah, so with some people, I think it's like such an expectation that like you don't, you can't possibly get. And again, a lot of times I feel like it's maybe people that are more religious feel that way. Like, oh, divorce just isn't an option, and it's
Yeah.
like it is, babes. Like it 100% is. If you, it's there. Take
Like,
it if
"I'm
you're
sorry,
miserable.
girl. There's no imaginary man judging you in the sky.
Yeah, no,
Do
exactly.
what makes you happy. If there
Hmm.
is a God, he wants you to be happy.
Yeah.
If you're not happy in your relationship, you shouldn't be in your relationship. Even if you have
Hmm.
kids, you don't have to stay in a relationship just
Right.
because you guys have kids.
Right.
They might even
Exactly.
be happier when you're not together. Just
Hmm.
something to ponder
Something to
in
think
your
about.
mind.
Something to think about for sure.
But then mom's like, there's like the whole spectrum in between like divorce and like happy and there's a bunch of variations of gray. And William seems even more cynical than mom, and it's probably because mom has gotten married and she
Yeah.
was in love, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Like she was
At some
happy.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For a time being.
And it looks like he never has been able to get himself there, which I also think is very common in the gay community.
Yeah.
Um So, yeah, she's like in a marriage, it's not just whether you see the glass as half full or half empty, it's whether you see those two ways or any of the other endless fractions that are possible. And William's like, I can't do this conversation anymore, basically. He's like, I give them 6 years. And then he just kind of, and then she's like, I don't know. What do you think, Luna? And Luna was not expecting to be brought into this conversation because she's normally not. Um, And she's like, even though I had seen Charlotte and her groom laughing happily as they climbed into the car to leave together, for them and her in particular, I wish they'd always put each other first. Out loud, though, I said, I have no idea. Um, and William's like, smart. Though she who doesn't gamble can never lose. And mom says, or win. Good point.
Fair point, mom.
Um,
Fair point.
so they start wrapping everything up. Ambrose is helping her, but he's also flirting with a girl. She sees him
Hmm.
flirting with one of the bridesmaids. Oh, the maid of
The
honor.
maid of honor. Yeah. I was gonna say the one he
I
gave the mint to.
I didn't even make that connection the first time I read
Hmm.
this. I'm like, "Oh my god, it was the maid of honor." You know what? Honestly, good for you, Ambrose. Like, you
Yeah.
saw a woman who was in need of some extra TLC and you gave it to her.
Yeah.
And you know what? Fuck yeah. So, yeah, she's like, there's something very messy about people at the end of weddings. Clothes are rumpled, hair is all crazy. Nobody has their um, shoes on, makeup runs, tights run. She's like, there's nothing neat about that feeling when the finiteness, finite, what, what am I trying to say? What was that word?
The hold on.
Finiteness?
Yeah. Finiteness, I
Finite.
think. Is that how you pronounce that? I think so, yeah. That's how I
I don't
read
know
it.
how, when I like say words out loud, sometimes I'm like, wait, is
I've
that right?
never, if I ever actually heard someone say that word out loud in my life, no, I don't think so. But I think that's how you say it. Finiteness, yeah.
Finiteness. Um, but tomorrow's just regular day, blah, blah. She said, maybe this is what made people drag out the night, stretching the time left a little longer. She says, I understood it. I've done it. but we were working here, not attending, so Ambrose needed to get his shit together, basically. So she's like, "Hey, let's go. Come help us clean up." And he's like, "Sure thing, boss." And she lets the reader know that he started calling her boss when she wouldn't let him dance with a bridesmaid because they were working. And she's like, "We're not here to enjoy the party. We're here to make sure everyone else does." And he's like, "What if their enjoyment could be enhanced by us contributing our own?" And she's like, "It doesn't work that way. Just politely say no. You're working. And if you're not here, you can't be asked. Yeah, get off the dance floor. If you're not here, you can't be asked." And he was like, that's my motto in general when it comes to dancing. You have to put yourself out there. I like how he just kind of takes like her negativity and like kind of spins it
Yeah.
in like a different direction, like all the time. Um, but and he's like, "Oh, but of course I meant unless you're working. So sorry, boss. Sorry, boss." Um, so the bridesmaid is like very like sad that he won't dance with her at that point. She, like, has a fake tear and stuff, and this is really pissing Luna off, and I think I know why. I think there's a little bit of jealousy
Mhm,
that she doesn't
mhm,
realize she has.
mhm. Yep.
Um, for sure. She's like, "Just recalling this was making me crankier." Mhm. Um, so they are, cleaning up. She's like, "I always hated a wedding when we had to collect equipment, preferring the ones my mom called 0 footprint, where we just left it all for the venue." Um, that was basically my wedding. I used the venues, everything. I was like, "Eh, take it
Whatever
away.
you whatever you have, take it away.
Take it away." Um, and she's like, "You're going out with Julie tonight?" She's like, "What was she saying to you?" And he's like, "Oh, just" first of all, he calls her Jules, which is like I
He
can't
has a
tell if I'm
nickname
like
for her.
he's like so cute or if he's like would I hate him in real life or would I like him in real life? I don't know.
Right. It's so hard
It's hard to
to
say.
judge that. Yeah. Like
Yeah,
sometimes I'm like, "Oh my god, I think he's adorable and I love him." And then other chapters I'm like, "I think I would hate him if I actually knew him."
exactly. But he is a teenage boy, so they are kind of just like that in
Yeah,
general.
that's true.
So he's going out with Jules tonight to get a drink. He's like, "It's just a drink and a ride home for me and Ira." Um, um, something else that was distracting me during this chapter actually was like, uh, Ambrose is 18.
I believe so, yeah.
Okay. How old do you think Julie is?
Hard to say. She might be a little older.
She's definitely at
Probably
least
in her like
21.
20s, I would assume. Yeah, like probably
Yeah.
early 20s, let's say. So yeah, she's definitely older than him, I would
Yeah.
think.
Because she asks him where she can grab a martini. Um,
Yes.
so yeah, he's like, "Yeah, I'm going out with her. Our dogs are tired." And she's like in her brain, like, haha. Um, so all the flowers are still basically fine. Ambrose is like, "What happens to these now?" And she's like, "Oh, usually we throw them out." And he's like, "That seems wasteful." And she's like,
For sure.
"After picking them up, arranging them, putting them out on the tables, and then collecting them back up, I feel like our relationship has run its full course." And he's kind of staring at her for a minute and he's like, "Do you look at everything in terms of coupling and uncoupling?" Um, which is very astute as well. What an observation from our guy
Mhm.
Ambrose. She
Reading
definitely
her like a book.
like a book. Um, and she's just like, "Oh, it's an unavoidable effect from being in this industry." Um, they're done. They're wrapping up. They're heading out. Ambrose is saying so long um, to the flowers, it looks like. He's like, "It's not you, it's us." She rolls her eyes. Mom congratulates everyone, says good job to Ambrose and Luna in particular for that child. Ambrose is like, "Thank you, ma'am," and gives her a salute. Um, William laughs. He likes her. I mean, he likes him. So then she's like, all right, go rest up. But Monday, our full attention's on our next wedding. It's very detail oriented, rest up. So William gets in the car, he leaves. Mom goes to her car and leaves. And she's digging around for her keys when she looks up and Ambrose has a bunch of flowers in his arms. And he kind of like held, held, hands it, like holds it out to her. And so obviously she thinks he's giving her the flowers. And she's like, "Oh, like, no, you shouldn't." And he's like, "Oh, I can't take them?" And she's like, "Oh no, you can take them." And he's like, "Okay, great." And then he leaves with Julie and he gives Julie the flowers, which ouch. Big
Yeah.
ouch with that
Like,
one.
ouch. When you think that
Yeah.
you're getting handed flowers and he's giving them to this lady, this bridesmaid that he met at this wedding. Yeah. It's rough. It's a rough
It's
break.
rough. Um, but she watches them go. La, 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 la. Taking them, she ducked her head down to breathe in the scent, and I thought of her waiting for the bride to throw the bouquet earlier, how she'd gone into a crouch, eyes sharp, determined to be the lucky one. It was so calculated, so different from this, unexpected in the way only weddings could be. Um, so they head back to collect Ira, she assumes, and she goes to where all of the flowers are, and she picks one up, one and two up, one or two up, and then decides like, "No, no, no, I'm gonna leave these here." She said, "There's a difference between things given and those you simply find. Julie knew it, and I did too. I never expected anything from anyone, which was not the same thing as not wanting ever to be surprised." Poor
Oh, Luna.
girl.
Chapter 10. Chapter 10 is a little short but sweet one. This one is a little cutie. It's a little cutie chapter. And we
It
do get
is.
appearances from some old friends. So
Yes.
again, we are going back in the timeline. We're going back to the magical night that she met Ethan and they like fell in love and they are getting pie. Which of course we know this place well. And so they're like taking different bites. She said that they got 6 flavors because each needed to be, like tasted individually. Ethan does not agree. He's just kind of like taking little bits of things and like shoving it on a fork. And this is where she gets a nickname. He calls her Lulu. It's 1:30 in the morning and we're sitting in the dark. Just eat. And she's like, I had a nickname now, something else I never experienced before. Um,
Aw.
so that's sweet and cute. So they are just again, they're enjoying the pie. And she says at the register, a dark-haired boy and his girlfriend, clearly regulars, we're getting one last hit of caffeine to go, which yes, we know those regulars. And Ethan asks them like if there's anywhere else to go. We get another good reference. We get a World of Waffles reference. And this is from Auden telling them some potential places to go. And Eli basically is telling her, like, you're giving them terrible advice. Like, this is the only good place to eat. Just take something to go from here. And, if you're leaving. And it's just a cute little moment. And it's nice to see some familiar friends. So that it was
Is.
cute.
You even get to
Very
talk to
cute.
them, which is
Yeah,
fun.
so we're gonna talk to them. I was like, at first I thought it was just gonna be like, oh, they're at the register, and we're like, oh, we know that they're there. Like that's cute, but they have a little conversation with them, and I was like, that's
Yeah.
adorable. So
And she's
that
wearing a
makes me
Clementines t-shirt, which is
yes,
cute.
and she's representing Clementine. That made me very happy. So yes, very very cute indeed. We go back to eating different forkfuls of this delicious pie, and they talk about like a chocolate orange one, which sounds honestly amazing. And I feel like I would really be into that. And then they go on off to their next location in this magical evening, which I believe is back to the beach when they're like eating, I don't know, some of the stuff that they took from the more pie that they took. And then we get it, ladies and gentlemen. Sarah Dessonism. Oh, the slow lope of his big, tall guy walk. Yes, yes, of course, yes.
Yes.
I love my walk.
We
It's my
love a
favorite
loping
thing.
walk.
We love a loping walk. If this new book doesn't mention a love interest with a loping walk, Sarah, missed opportunity. Missed
Missed opportunity.
opportunity.
Mhm.
It's my favorite thing. Okay, so we're about to get to a good story, which is his ringtone is a pop song that goes off. And she says that the first time that she heard it, she was a little unexpected. And they've been sitting there showing each other pictures of like their people. She's showing him pictures of Jilly. He's showing her pictures of his friends, all that kind of jazz. And this, ringtone goes off, and she's like, "What is that?" Like, that's not what she's expecting a teenage boy to have as his ringtone. And he's like, "If you must know, it's the Lexi Navigator." And again, this is why, Nikki, sorry that we keep going back. I'm sure you're so lovely and you had very valid
I know.
criticism in your review. I'm so sorry
Yes.
that we just keep using you. But this is why, honestly, I think talking about what is going on at the time is important, because the setting of this novel, which this came out in the 2010s, so like 2017, I believe to be exact. Who are big acts at this time? You have people like Katy Perry, you have people like Lady Gaga, that are big acts. And if Lexi Navigator is not a stand-in for a Katy Perry type, I don't know who is. Even down to her
100%.
name, it's just kind of like, I don't know. So, anywho's, that's who I'm envisioning as someone like a Katy Perry, basically. And so she's like, seriously, like, like Lexi Navigator, like she knows more about like her looks than she does about her songs. Like if you asked her to name a song on the top of her head, she wouldn't know, but she knows like her aesthetic. Like that's what she's known for. So he's like, I said not to mock. And he's like, it's kind of complicated. It's a whole story. And she's like, tell me the story. And so he's like, the beginning of junior year, my buddy's dad is an entertainment lawyer. He ends up getting like VIP like passes for them to go to this show. And they're like, it's free. This will be a funny night out. Like I can totally see a group of like high school boys doing this, being like, this will be funny, like for the lulz. He's like,
Yeah.
so we go. I like this exchange. She goes, "No, girls, just you." And he goes, "What? Six guys can't hit up a Lexi Navigator show in the name of male bonding? You gotta live, right?" Which I think is fantastic. I love that. In
I
the
love
name of male bonding. And also, we love a guy who's like not into toxic masculinity. Like he's clearly okay with his
Yes.
masculinity. And he's like, "Yeah, we went to this show. It was great. We had a great time."
Yes.
So he talks about, like the opening act. They're kind of making fun of it. They're having a good time. And then she comes out. There's fireworks and confetti, and she's in this dress that shoots lasers, wearing a wire basket on her head. He's really setting a scene. And again, this is so giving like Katy Perry in this era. This is when she still cared and put on a good show before she went to space and like, I don't know, lost it as a human being. So he says at one point she kind of sits down to do more like acoustic section. She sits down on a bench, or sorry, a stool. And I do like that Luna asks, still wearing the basket? Valid question, And he's like, no, she'd taken it off at this point. She had on a crown of snakes and a bikini tuxedo. And Luna's like, of course she did. So he starts the next song, and it's about her grandmother dying the year before. And then she starts singing, and about a verse in, she's crying. And he says, and you could tell like it was a real vulnerable moment. Like this wasn't an act, like she was really feeling it. And it suddenly really gets to him, and he starts thinking of his grandma. And so, of course, Luna's assumption is like, oh, like she's passed too. And he's like, no, she's fine, healthy as a horse, which is what makes this all so stupid. And I love it. And again, like what a sweet boy that he like this, touched him so much. And so yeah, so he's like, I'm thinking about Nana, and he's like, I'm getting a little emotional, and he's like, I may have shed a few tears, but unfortunately, my friends that I'm with capture this, and she's, so they basically end up kind of making a deal. And he's like, you don't know my guys. We've been mocking each other since we were in diapers. It's an art form. I was never going to live this down. So they basically strike a deal where he's like an exchange program for embarrassment. You pick one to trump another. I was willing to do just about anything. So he ends up getting this ringtone, which he has to keep until graduation. If anyone asks about it, and of course they do, I have to tell them that I'm her number one fan and show this picture. And so, of course, because they were like VIP, they got, to meet her. So he has a picture with her. There she is in like one of her, silly outfits or whatever. This is a very cute and funny story and very endearing. It makes me love Ethan even
Yes.
more. But it also makes me so sad because he never makes it to graduation. And I was like, oh,
I know.
that just really breaks my heart because it's like, yeah, like this is, you're supposed to. Like when you're a teenage boy, you're supposed to be like, yeah, of course I'm gonna live to graduation to then be able to change my ringtone. And he doesn't get to. They get that taken away from him. So that's very his life taken away from him, which is tragic,
Yeah.
obviously.
This was like a hard chapter to read, honestly, because
Yeah.
it was like it's so beautiful. And
Mm-hmm.
Sarah does like an excellent job of like describing this one magical night where they like fall in
Yes.
love.
Yes.
And like the whole time you're just sitting there like, I know what happens to this
Yeah.
kid. And it's just like the fact that it's a kid also is like extra
Yes.
emotional. Like this was a very emotional chapter.
Yeah,
Is this
because
the one
again,
that
he
had me in
she
my
just
feels?
like that was chapter 13, but this one is also, which chapter 13 is very, yeah. But this one is, any like flashback chapter gets to me because it is like, it's just like so, yes, like they're just so teenagers. Like he's just a teenage boy. Like him and his boys are like to rag. Like we all were friends. We all had a group of friends that like, were like that. The teenage boys would do that, whatever. And you just remember, yeah, like he's a kid. Like he is a kid and his life is gonna be cut short and it just freaking sucks.
Yeah.
And yeah, like this magical night. Like honestly, this night could have been a book in of itself. Like it reminds me of like Before Sunrise a little bit. Like again, this is a very tropey thing to have two characters have a meet cute and it's this one magical night and then they like fall in love or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's just like getting to meet Ethan the way, like reliving it the way that Luna experienced it, like we are falling in love with him too. And we're like, oh my God,
Yes.
yes, like this was such a beautiful start of relationship. And like they never got to, have their happy ending and it sucks. So
I am not
yes.
crying. I am just my eyes are just like this is just
Just
like
going
producing tears, and I'm just like over here like what's happening? Okay.
so I'm gonna let
Sorry.
y'all know she's good. But yes, so then he tells her, he explains the whole story, and she's like, "How is that better?" And he's like, "It's better. Like, trust me, it's better than them showing this video of me crying at this concert. Like, it's just better." And she's like, so she basically is like, oh, like, okay, well, like, I have a question. And he's like, she smelled great. Everyone asked that. And she's like, nope, that was not my question. Which I love. And he's like, oh, so, okay, sorry. And so she's like, so the deal is like, you're doing that. They're keeping it until graduation because you don't want to be, found out about this, but like, you told me. And she's like, why? Like, why'd you tell me the real story? And he says, Lulu, I'm pretty much having the best night of my life. Why would I tell you anything but the truth? Which is like, oh, so like right in the feels. And so
Right in the field.
she says basically like, this was the closest thing to an I love you a boy had ever said to me. Maybe it meant even more, which like, yeah, true. Like someone just looking at you and being like, why would I ever tell you anything but the truth? Like, like, God, that's beautiful. Like that is true. That is truly like, that is saying I love you to someone.
Yes, for
Yeah,
sure.
so that just I don't know, these flashbacks, they just make me so
I know.
sad.
They
They
make
make
me
me so
so
sad. But it's so good. And again, like in the little we get to know Ethan because we get these little glimpses of this night that this one magical night that they got to spend together. I'm again just always in awe of Sarah's ability to like develop a character so thoroughly that I really feel like I know him, even though I literally am only getting to know him for a night. So chef's kiss as always,
chef's
Sarah, to
kiss.
that.
Mhm.
And yeah, and that takes us to the end of this episode's journey. Chapters 9
Yes.
and 10. We hope you all enjoyed. Thank you for being patient with us this summer and letting us have a little summer break. We are
Yeah.
so back, baby. And Sarah is so back. She's got new novels coming out. We are so excited. So yes, we will all chat real soon about the next couple chapters. So we hope to see you all back for chapters 11 and 12 and for any other random chaos bits and bobs that we might have coming your way. Stay tuned. Take care of yourselves. Be as well as you can in these crazy times.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. I got
Yeah. That's all. That's all we got.
yeah.
That's all we got, folks. We haven't outroed in a while. Clearly, we're gone
Donate
in it.
donate to donate to some people in Gaza. They are being
Yes.
purposefully starved exist, and
Yes.
it's a genocide that we're all
Yeah.
watching on our phones. So do what you can for that as well, whether it's
Yeah.
financially or
Whatever
just
you can do.
whatever you can do. Financially,
100%.
protest, getting involved with a group, just telling people about what's happening because I don't think like mainstream media is really reporting on it in a way that is factual.
It's
So,
actual, yeah.
yeah, so that's it.
That's
Thanks.
it. Yeah, okay. All right, everyone. Bye. Take care of
Bye.
yourselves.